Hi, this is Brendon Zub, and you're listening to Pam and Dawn.
Hello, and welcome to Christmas MuVies Spotlight. I'm your host, Dawn Mack, and I'm here with my friend, colleague, and co-host, Pam. Hey, Pam, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. As long as we can get rid of this snow and cold weather, it'd be even better.
Well, we've been fighting the cold weather here too. It's been rather frigid for this time of year here in the South. So, a little bit out of the norm. We're having kind of January weather in November. So it's a little bit weird, but yet definitely seasonal, I should say. Yeah, I've seen you've gotten it pretty bad up your way.
We had a blizzard, an actual blizzard.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Mhm.
You and that whole part of the country, my gosh, you folks have really taken a beating with this. And just think, you're just getting started, you know.
And I'm already over it. So.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, they're saying we're going to have a hard winter down here. So we'll wait and see. But if 40 degrees, 30 degrees, and 25 and teens at night is any indication, we're in for it. So it's going to be fun. I can hardly wait.
Okay, well, you go with that.
Yeah, we are so excited to be with you this evening. We are bringing to you a special guest that we had so much fun talking with recently, and I am talking about Brendon Zub, who is starring in A Twist of Christmas, coming up on Lifetime. And I am just telling you, it was awesome talking with him, Pam. He was great. I mean, just what he had to share about his career and all the things that he talked about. He has really done some amazing things, and I still can't believe we got him on our show, not with the way his schedule's been of late.
I know, right? They are so extremely busy, all these actors and actresses that we speak with, that it's just a blessing to us that they take the time out of their schedules to speak with us. I just cannot even thank them enough.
Yeah, and the amazing thing about Brendon, I think one of the things that we're so blown away by is that at the time that we had our chat with him, he was in the process of filming a movie for Hallmark coming up in January. So it's like, he's right in the throes of filming. He just finished one. He's filming another, which is what so many of these actors are doing, back-to-back projects. And the fact that they have any time for us is just amazing in itself. But it was a real honor to speak with him, and as you will see here in a few minutes, all the exciting things he had to talk about.
Definitely, and be sure to tune in Saturday, December 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central for A Twist of Christmas, and he's co-starring alongside Vanessa Lachey, which is another phenomenal actress.
And now we bring you our great interview with Brendon Zub.
Enjoy the show. Well, let's start out with the same question I ask all of our special guests because it's fun listening to their stories. Okay? Who or what inspired you to become an actor?
Oh, okay, that's an easy one for me.
Yeah?
Growing up, I always loved entertaining and being silly, bit of a class clown, but I didn't realize you could act for a living until I moved to Europe, and I grew up watching the old Turner Classic Movies in Europe on the only English-speaking channels we had growing up. I grew up in a missionary family, so we moved around a lot, and so it was very special having those movie nights with the family. And so I grew up watching, Jimmy Stewart and the like, and he quickly became my favorite actor, and it got me thinking, like, I'd love to do this sometime. And then I did the drama, I did the school play at high school, and I was hooked after that. So I'd like to. I didn't become a basketball star, so I was like, well, I'll try the acting then instead. But yeah, that was a big influence for me. Those old classic movies.
Those are wonderful. Dawn and I both enjoy watching that Turner Movie Classic channel too.
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, even growing up, I had, a lot of the channels. We had regular TV. But there was just something about the black and whites that I enjoyed watching. And whether it was the movies or the old TV series and that, just something, I don't know what it was about it. I just loved them. And Jimmy Stewart was one of my favorites. Cary Grant, Katharine Hepburn, the usuals.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. There's something magical about it. It just took me to another place growing up in Eastern Europe, and it was just captivating for me. And a special thing, because I didn't have all the other TV shows everybody else did in the 90s and early 2000s growing up. So few and far between for me, but that was my biggest influence in growing up.
Well, you picked one of the good ones, so there you go. Now, with all of the reboots and remakes, I have to say I was unsure I was going to like the new Charmed, but I do. And actually, my daughter, my husband, and I all watch it, and I'm kind of surprised that my husband watches it, but that's a different story. Now, how did you get the part? How did you get the part of Trip? Did you audition for that particular character, or did they even tell you what you were auditioning for?
Yeah, no, it was a very quick last minute audition for me, and I didn't think much of it. It was early this year, spring of this year, I think back in March, and my agent had said, "Hey, could you throw this on tape? This show called Charmed." And it was vaguely familiar for me, but I like I said, I wasn't familiar with a lot of the TV shows people were in growing up, and I was like, okay, what is this FBI role? Okay, cool. And it was just a small 1-2-page scene actually for the pilot episode. They cut out a bit of the stuff in the pilot that it eventually aired, but the scene was a bit bigger before that. And I just threw it on tape quick. I didn't have time to get ready. I had my beard. I threw on a quick shirt, and I taped it within 25 minutes, and sent it off, not thinking anything of it. And got a call, a couple weeks later. Oh, hey, by the way, you booked that pilot with Charmed. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And there's a possible recurring role. I was like, that's nice. And then, so I went to shoot it, and for me, it's all a surprise because it was my first recurring role. I had been supposed to recur on a lot of different shows like Arrow and Supernatural and things like that, but those you quickly die in those roles.
Right.
They can change the script pretty quickly. So I never expected to recur. I shot the pilot, had a great time with everyone, Mel and Ellen, who plays my partner on it, and all our scenes are basically together, so we became quite close. And I just wished them well. We shot the pilot, and I bid farewell. And then soon after wrapping Twist of Christmas on Lifetime movie, they called me up like, "Oh, you still have your beard? You're good to go?" I'm like, "Yeah." So off I went and recurred till episode 5 there, and finished at the beginning of October.
Yeah, what a wonderful surprise to get a recurring role.
Yeah, it was very fun. Each episode I was just happy to be back. Oh, I didn't expect this. So, but everybody on the cast was great.
Well, you are nominated for Best Lead Performance by a Male in a Television Movie, The Christmas Calendar. Congratulations to you.
Oh,
and
thank you very much.
Well, what does that mean to you, or what was the first thought that went through your head when you found out?
To be honest, I was quite surprised because it was my first leading role in a film, in a Christmas movie. I've been supporting and close on a lot of other ones, but this is my first lead role, and it was a character role. Like you said, I played a French baker, and I guess my accent came to help me that day because they were looking for an authentic kind of French French accent, not a French Canadian accent. And having grown up in Europe and having French roommates for years, it was very easy for me to do. And so I modeled it after one of my roommates. Went into the audition, booked it, and it was just one of my most fun experiences on set. And so getting nominated for something like that, it was I was shocked. I didn't expect it would happen my first go. Didn't win, but one of 4 nominated. So I was very, very pleased and had a great time at the Leo Awards and my first red carpet and Tux event. So hopefully more to come, but we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I have no doubt that'll happen for you sooner or later. I mean, if you're already nominated with your first, speaking role, there you go. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So if you could write a movie for yourself, what would it be about and who would co-star with you?
Oh, could write a movie. Oh, geez. It'd probably be some kind of highly emotional, dramatic action movie, I think. I'd get Daniel Day-Lewis, Anthony Hopkins in there. Why not Meryl Streep? And
that's right. Go for broke.
Good company. Unfortunately, Jimmy Stewart's not with us, but I would definitely any starring opposite any one of them would be a dream come true. Or maybe, I'd probably them. Anthony and Daniel Day really stood out. I really latched onto them too growing up. So I'd love to work with them if I ever have the chance. And I do love my action and my adventure kind of movie as much as my romance.
Well, we would definitely watch it, so maybe you should start writing it, huh?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. That's what I'll do rest of my day off. That's good.
Okay. Now, what advice would you give young Brendon from Brendon now about acting?
Oh, geez. I would tell him not to enjoy life around the auditions, not to overwork things, not to overthink things either. I think as I grew up, I was never anxious around auditions and training, but I got if I had an audition early on in my career, like 10 years ago, I would drop everything else and just focus on it. And I think I realized as I grew up and I got better, and I realized it's not everything. There's stuff around you. There's people and events and things and the community around you that you should spend your time, just as much time as preparing for a role or stuff like that. And thankfully, as I got better, less time was needed to prepare for roles, and it allowed me to continue on with life in general and my other pursuits and things like that. I think a lot of early actors like I did for sure was just they overthought acting. They want it so bad that they just overcomplicate it. And I did that for the first couple years of my career for sure. But thankfully I learned from some good veterans not to do that and to let life through your audition and let your other experiences do that. And ever since then, it's been up and up and up from there. So,
oh, wow.
That's my advice.
Yeah, I would definitely say that your career you've had a very big career so far. And one of the things I think, for me personally, I think one of the highlights is seeing you in so many different Christmas movies. And we love that because Pam and I just love Christmas movies anyway. And, they're great during the holidays, but really any time of the year. But what draws you to doing this type of genre of movies?
My agent. Really, to get an audition for it, I'm game. But no, in all seriousness, I am drawn to it because I am quite the family man. I grew up in a wonderful family. I was blessed to have a wonderful second mother and father who raised me very well, and we always had that special family celebration time around Christmas. It just meant a lot for me. If I don't have snow, I need snow, I need my mom's cooking and a wonderful turkey meal and Dad getting the fire ready and that's Christmas to me. It's very, and watching we always watch It's a Wonderful Life every year as a family. So those traditions, and I think, drew me to these kind of Hallmark. I didn't know much about Hallmark at all with my past, so it was new to me that so many people watched these shows. I didn't have the channel, so I was oblivious to how many people it touched and reached. And funny enough, I just got a message from a fan from London, England, who was watching Hallmark and saw me in the Christmas calendar. So it was it's amazing how far-reaching it is. But that time around Christmas with family is something I always cherish and always love. And I think that kind of traditional vibe really drew me to it.
Yeah, and I know it has not taken you very long at all, having been affiliated with Hallmark now, just to figure out that it is a huge thing, these Christmas movies, whether it's Hallmark, whether it's Lifetime, which Lifetime has, definitely gotten into the Christmas movie game this year. And it's just amazing how they appeal to so many people, and people love them. Everybody knows what the plot line is going to be and how it's going to end.
Yeah.
But people are suckers for a happy ending, and I think it's a great escape from the real world sometimes too. And speaking of Christmas movies and Lifetime, you are starring in A Christmas Twist alongside Vanessa Lachey coming up very soon. And what can you tell us about your character and the storyline without giving too much away?
Yeah, no, not at all. The movie is about two single parents who accidentally come together in the holidays, mix up some gifts. And they're not big fans of each other because it threatens to ruin their Christmas time with their own kids, but they decide to team up and help each other out, figure out their problems, and in that time they learn to appreciate each other a little bit more, and maybe perhaps fall for each other. And they each bring something different to the table. I play a busy lawyer who's advancing in his career and has a daughter, and he's trying to connect with and show how much he loves her, but he's doing it the wrong way. He's trying to outbuy gifts for her and try to compete with the new stepfather with his ex, and who he can't really do. So he learns some valuable lessons from Vanessa Lachey's character, who is quite organized, and then she learns some valuable lessons about going with the flow, and not everything can be perfect, and from him, and keeping on your toes and things like that. So they each learn from each other, and they go through this crazy adventure where they both come out the other end, different people. So I think what's nice about this one is it's not all rosy and perfect to begin with, but it shows that there's hope, and there's that quality time, and what's important around Christmas can still be had for those single parents out there. And so that's what I really appreciate about the movie.
Yeah, and just hearing you describe the movie, undoubtedly it's going to be a great movie. And it's a storyline which I think is somewhat predictable, but not. It's a little bit off the beaten path of what you normally see in holiday movies this time of year, which I think is also great because people want something a little bit different, yet still with that happy ending. So this sounds like it's going to be a great one for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. I saw a few sneak clips, and they look good. But I'll have to find the channel somewhere up here because I'll be working on the day it airs in another Hallmark movie. So.
Well, if you miss it the day it airs, they'll re-air it. So it's thankfully that I'm glad all the networks do that this time of year, because with all the brand new movies that are coming out, it's impossible to try to catch them all when they actually air originally. So I'm glad that they have re-airs of all these movies. It makes it a little bit more manageable if you're trying to watch them all. But this one is definitely on mine and Pam's list to watch, and we're very excited to see you in it. So we'll be looking forward to that airing really soon. One last thing we want to do before we let you go is we have a little game we like to play called 5-Question Lightning Round, and it's all Christmas related. And so I'll ask you 5 questions, and you just give me the first thing that pops in your mind. And there are no wrong answers, by the way. It's all fun. Okay, the first question is, what is your favorite Christmas tradition?
Watching It's a Wonderful Life with the family around the fireplace.
Definitely. I love that movie too, by the way.
Yeah.
It's like my all-time favorite of all them, and there's so many to choose from, but there's something about that story and the message in the story that it just gets me every time. It's like watching it for the first time all over again every year.
Yeah, so true.
Yeah. All right. What's your favorite Christmas song?
I like Chestnuts Roasting over the Open Fire. I love that one. But I like a lot of the Christian ones too, like Silent Night, the traditional ones. Very, very moving.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think those two come to mind. And then the more fun ones, of course, Here Comes Santa Claus or something like that. Those pop out. But my dad and mom, they'll start putting on all the old classics, singers singing those songs, and it just makes the atmosphere, I find, around when you're snacking or eating those gingerbread cookies with milk or whatever.
It's not Christmas. It's not Christmas until you can hear Bing Crosby sing White Christmas, or Nat King Cole sing the Christmas song. And it's just, there's just something synonymous and timeless about that you just feel like, now it's Christmas, Well,
yeah, that's true. I think Nat King Cole, anything he sings, and I'm starting to like a lot of the Michael Bublé Christmas ones now. He's kind of tuning in.
He is definitely a modern day crooner for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think this next question is going to be a little irrelevant because you probably already answered this one. But if you have, if you have a second favorite movie, you can name it. But your favorite Christmas movie, I assume, is It's a Wonderful Life, correct?
Yeah, but if I had to go to another one, it would. It'd have to be A Christmas Carol, Scrooge. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Those are classic ones. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that would be the second. Yeah, and I always usually watch the same few movies every year.
I know. Now, do you have a particular favorite version of A Christmas Carol that you like to watch more than any other?
Yes. I'm just trying to think of the. You guys might know.
Scott.
I'm trying to think of the actors. I'm not a name person. Not the Jim Carrey one, that's for sure. It was the one that was done in the set. You know what it was? It was the one done in the 70s, I believe.
Was it George C. Scott?
I think it was that one.
Because
I think it was that one.
Me is, I love Jim Carrey's version, but there is something about that particular George C. Scott in that role. He was perfectly cast for the role of Scrooge, and he played it to the hilt. And if you could only give me one
84 version. The
Okay.
1984. I usually that one. Yeah, the 1984 version with. Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah, George C. Scott. That is the one. I think that's my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm Googling it while you're talking, and he is the one. That was the version, 1984. But if you could only give me one version to watch at the holidays, that would be the one. He made a believer out of me in that film.
I think we get along. You and me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm for sure. Okay, let's see. Next up, we have let's see, do you prefer a hot toddy or hot chocolate?
Hot chocolate. Hot chocolate for sure. But
yeah.
It's funny, I have a line in a new movie we're doing, and it's I'm playing I have a Danish prince, and I'm have a British accent. And one of my lines in the movie was, bringing you a hot toddy. And a lot of the people didn't know what a hot toddy was. And they all had to look it up. They thought it was like a crumpet.
Oh.
So.
About that, we have no idea now. So you're playing a prince in this new movie. So is this a leading role for you?
Yeah, it's a supporting lead. One of the romantic options for this movie. It's called Snow Princess right now. It will be airing, I think, January 12th. But it's about this princess who hides her identity, works at a Colorado ski hill, and just wants to be an everyday girl and accomplish things on her own without her title helping. And her royal family follow her there, and they're surprised to see what she's done. And she meets a local ski guy there, and so there's quite the adventure, and so it's a lot of fun.
Oh, it sounds like it's going to be a great movie.
You know what? You have the face of a prince, if that makes any kind of sense to you. I mean, I mean, you fit that role because just of the movies that I've watched that have been like the royal movies, a prince has a certain look about them, and you have that look. So, yay! I'm so happy that you have this role.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I'll take it. If it's any consolation, I found out from my father when he named me Brendon. Brendon means princely, I think, in the name book.
Oh,
so I was like, well, it all comes full circle like that.
Well, what do you know? He kind of foretold that when he named you there. All right, last question. Do you prefer white lights or colored lights?
Colored lights. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice indeed. Well, that completes our 5-question lightning round. Thank you so much for playing along. We greatly appreciate that.
Oh, my pleasure. It was fun.
Well,
and thank
Brendon,
you for taking the time to join us. Sorry, Dawn, go ahead.
So much. That's okay. We have thoroughly enjoyed talking with you and chatting about your career and of course, the brand new movie that you have coming out, A Christmas Twist on Lifetime. We're looking forward to that, as I know many of your fans are. So we just can't wait. And thank you so much.
It's called A Twist of Christmas, not a Christmas twist. A twist of Christmas, but close.
Yes, it is.
That's okay.
And it was in my notes incorrectly, but thank you very much.
No, that's all right.
Well, thank you again, and you have a happy holiday with your family.
Yeah,
and keep in touch. We'd love to talk to you again soon.
Yes, I would love that. Until next time then, ladies. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Hey, guys, don't leave us yet. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Christmas Movies. That's XMASMUVIES. And also like our Facebook page at Christmas MuVies Spotlight. Don't forget, that's spelled MUVIES. And follow us on Instagram at Christmas Movies Spotlight.
And don't forget to check out our website, ChristmasMoviesSpotlight.com. That's movies with MUVIES. ChristmasMoviesSpotlight.com.
Thanks for listening. See you next week.